to the.
So your AT&T account is not an heirloom.
It's not an heirloom.
You can't pass it down.
No.
It's not heirloom gear.
It's not heirloom gear. Yeah. It's epic, not heirloom.
Oh.
Heirloom.
Doesn't sound that epic. Considering you couldn't use it for Pokemon. Pokemon doesn't even use that much data. It uses more battery than data.
Yeah, it does. But the app's been working a lot better for me since I've been back. But I'm like, I'm never gonna level up. I'm only stupid level 8 still.
Eileen and I
wasted so much time.
Okay, Eileen has an iPhone 6 Plus S, iPhone 6s Plus. I have an iPhone 6, so mine is an older generation and a smaller phone.
Same.
And Eileen gets LTE more often than I do.
Oh, that's weird. Well,
yeah.
Is it the antennas?
I mean, the battery obviously lasts longer too, but yeah, I'm wondering about that because there were a couple of times this weekend where she was able to get LTE and I could only either get 4G or sometimes no service. And I was just like, how's that happen?
Yeah. Anyway, I need to level. I was thinking I was going to put Bodega's harness on and strap my phone to her and then just take her out to go play fetch.
Oh, and have her run.
To have her run around and hatch my eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have mine on when I run with Sawyer.
That's smart.
But I'm also running, so it's not like Sawyer really has anything to do with it. But.
Yeah.
Can't you just take it down to the paint store and have him put it in the paint shaker?
It's Bodega's birthday also.
Has to go distance, though. I'm not sure if the paint shaker would register. You could put it on a merry-go-round. I might do it.
Oh, I could put it on a Lazy Susan. There's a Chinese restaurant. Happy birthday, Bodega.
Oh, yeah, Sushi Boat. Take it to Sushi Boat. Just ask, can you just let this ride? Thanks.
Yeah, you know. No.
All right. I'm about ready to do this show. Are you about ready to do this show, y'all?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Cool.
This works. No.
I gave you control. You should be good. Right? All right. Here we go. Daily Tech News Show. Oh, I should press record. Daily Tech News Show is powered. No, you left. Daily Tech News Show is powered by its audience, not outside organizations. To find out more, head to dailytechnewsshow.com/support. This is the Daily Tech News for Monday, July 25th, 2016. I'm Tom Merritt. Joining me today, Veronica Belmont in the house. Welcome back from your travels.
Thank you. It was
good. Did you have fun?
I did.
We were just talking before the show. You didn't catch a lot of Pokemon in Italy because of the data plan.
I know, and it was riddled with Pokemon. It was unbelievable, the number, just filthy with Pokemon.
Have they been there since Roman times, and we just now are discovering them?
Ancient Pokemon, yes.
All right. That is not the last we'll hear about Pokemon Go, but the next reference of it will be regarding financials. So those of you who are done hearing about Pokemon Go, we won't be talking about the game so much. Because you know what? It always happens, Veronica. I don't want to get too far off tangent here at the top. But there's always a topic that gets a lot of coverage, and the people who are really into it appreciate that coverage, right? But it is a legitimate topic, and it gets covered for a while. But people who aren't as into it get tired of it, and they get angry. I've experienced it myself when it's a topic I don't care about. So we understand. But at the same time, like I remember running into it for the first time when I was interning at Morning Edition at National Public Radio, and Nina Totenberg came in and was pitching a story about Yugoslavia and the war happening in Serbia and Croatia. And one of the producers was like, I'm just so tired of Serbia.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah. It's not exactly the same.
That was the joke.
Yeah. But anyway, that's just all a long way of saying we feel your pain, but we also, we got to try to cover the things that are big. So let's do that, starting with our top stories. And we were right. Well, we weren't right. Ayaz and I talked about the rumors of Verizon announcing that they would buy Yahoo, and Monday morning, Verizon Communications announced it has agreed to buy Yahoo's core internet operations for $4.83 billion in cash, so a little more than what they paid for AOL. Yahoo will integrate with AOL under the supervision of Marnie Walden. She's the EVP and president of the Product Innovation and New Business Organization. Marissa Meyer, to the rest of you, said in a memo to Yahoo staff that she is planning to stay. Now, we'll see how long that lasts after this acquisition is completed. Of course, it's subject to regulatory approval and such. Yahoo's remaining assets are estimated to be worth $41 billion. And what's left after Verizon buys the core business is a 15% stake in Alibaba, 35.5% stake in Yahoo Japan, some cash, the non-core patent portfolio. It's not that Yahoo doesn't take any patents to Verizon, but they only take the patents that apply to its core business. Other patents that they own will stay with the holding company, and that company will be rebranded because Verizon is buying the name Yahoo as well.
Wow. So they're going to stay Yahoo, or how is the naming going to work?
Well, Verizon will get the name Yahoo, so
They will own the name
Yahoo.com,
Yahoo.
Yahoo
Okay.
News, Yahoo
But they're not going to
Finance.
take on the name Yahoo.
No, Verizon isn't changing.
I know. I was like, what?
Good point. Yeah,
Sorry,
no. But the company that's left holding stock in patents will no longer be called Yahoo, even though technically that is Yahoo, right? Yahoo is just selling a part of itself to Verizon, but one part of that is the rights to use the name Yahoo.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. I mean, especially since Verizon acquired AOL, of course, which was, Yahoo's biggest competitor. And so now Verizon has Yahoo and AOL, and the ad business there is just obscene. I mean, this is going to be really big for Verizon, as well as all the media stuff that it controls now as well.
Now, one of the things we've talked about for years, especially in regards to net neutrality conversations, is the idea that Verizon and AT&T and Comcast don't want to be dumb pipes. This is Verizon executing on that, like saying, well, it kind of looks like we're going to be stuck being dumb pipes on the internet side of things, so let's diversify. And now Verizon is shaping up to be a competitor with Facebook and Google because of what you just said. It's going to be an ad tech company with a ton of content. Like, imagine TechCrunch and Huffington Post gracing the front page of Yahoo. Suddenly Yahoo starts to feel a little more vibrant.
Marissa Mayer staying there is kind of surprising. I feel annoyed now that I didn't watch her Bloomberg interview with Emily Chang earlier today, because I feel like that would have been more enlightening. But I feel like her talents could probably be better used elsewhere. I don't know. I hope she lands somewhere really great.
Well, it's interesting. I feel like she kind of has to say, I'm going to stick around through the transition.
Yeah, it's a vote of confidence. Yeah,
exactly. Whether she then wants to become CEO somewhere else with this sort of mixed record now. She never turned around Yahoo, but it didn't get precipitously worse, although its value declined. So most people look on her reign as largely a failure, but it's not an abject failure. So maybe another company would say, well, she was in an impossible situation. Let's give her another chance. Does she want to do that, though? Or would she say, well, you know what? I left Google because I couldn't move up in the ranks there the way I wanted to. Maybe in Verizon, I can get to a rank that is more, appropriate for me, even if it's not a CEO position. Maybe she can continue to run the Yahoo division, for instance. Although Tim Armstrong's there running AOL, so we assume that he's gonna take over both.
Yeah, I think there's something about she was gonna stay on she was gonna do the product side of stuff, but who's to say? Yahoo was a tough ship to sail, and even for me now, it's hard to say that it was a failure on her part because I don't know if she was ever set up for success.
Yeah, I think Leona said in the chat room really well. It didn't get better. It didn't get worse. It was static, not dynamic. And people wanted dynamic. So people who want dynamic can call it a failure because they didn't achieve that. But yeah, it's a tough position to be in, and maybe it would be good for Marissa Mayer to be able to have a large role in Verizon on the product side, like you said, somehow. It'd be interesting to see what she does.
And now for your Pokemon news of the day. In a press release after the close of business on Friday, Nintendo said that despite Pokemon Go's success, the financial impact of Nintendo's 32% stake in the Pokemon Company game would be limited. Therefore, Nintendo did not change its guidance of an annual net profit of 35 billion yen in the current fiscal year, up from the 16.5 billion yen it earned last year. Nintendo's stock sank 18% on Monday, the maximum allowed by the Tokyo Stock Exchange, and the largest for the company since 1990. But we do have to remember, too, that they had been up tremendously after the success of Pokemon Go, but it seems as though investors just didn't realize what small stake Nintendo actually had in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they poured a lot into taking the gem of Nintendo's stock price and leveling it up, only to
Yes.
find that they were susceptible to a larger monster. Look, I think what happened here, you'll see a lot of headlines out there saying stockholders realize Nintendo doesn't own Pokemon,
Right.
and sell stock. It's not exactly what happened. To be fair to people, a lot of folks thought that Pokemon Go was such a success that Nintendo would revise its earnings upwards. And what Nintendo is saying is, we figured it would be a success. We included that in our guidance, and nothing we're getting from the Pokemon Company or Niantic shows us that our guidance is wrong. So we nailed it. We predicted just how successful it was going to be, and that's why people are selling. They're like, we thought the profit guidance would go up. If it's not, then we think it's overvalued. But like you said, it's still Nintendo stock's still worth more than it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's great. But I have seen reports today that the daily active users for Pokemon Go is starting to level out. So maybe we're on the downward trend now, or
Yeah.
at least the maintainable level
Yeah.
of usage. So
Mitsula
it's bound
said
to happen.
early August.
Mm-hmm.
When we'd start to see that.
Do we have money on that?
He's Mitsula, our resident odds maker for the Diamond Club and Chat Realm. I didn't put any money on it, but he would have given you odds. I can't remember exactly what they were. Android Police notes the rollout of 2 new features to Google Maps for Android, a Wi-Fi only option that will only use downloaded maps when you're on a cellular data connection, and a feature that seems to be rolling out slowly based on your account. So you may not see it yet, but once you see it, it should work on every logged in instance of Google Maps that you have. And then a second feature, which kind of appeared and then disappeared, it allowed for customizable mass transit delay notifications to show up. So if you're using the mass transit option, you could say, like, tell me if the Anjuda is late again. So I'm going to get notifications all the time and run down my battery, apparently. But yeah, it would give you those kind of notifications. That one showed up for a user. The slider didn't work, and then when they relaunched the app, it went away.
Related, unrelated, I was thrilled by how well offline Google Maps worked on mobile while I was away. It was a game changer, being able to have downloaded those maps before we left, because Wi-Fi was so unreliable and I didn't want to use data. So it was nice to be able to get around.
Did you ever, because what this solves is I want to have my connection on, my cellular data connection on, but I don't want to, now I can't use maps because I don't want maps to use that connection. Yeah, and I've got offline maps. Would you have used this, or were you like, well, I just turn cellular data off while I use the maps?
Yeah, I think I just preferred having cellular data off completely while using the maps, because I wasn't using it for anything else at the same time. Though, if I needed to keep my phone on in case, my husband and I were separated for some reason and needed to get in touch with each other, then that would have been definitely beneficial.
I remember using a third-party app that only had downloaded apps, but still could use your GPS, and that had that was really helpful when I was going around Italy myself, because I could still tell where I was, but I could keep my data off. I definitely would have used this on Google Maps. You couldn't download the offline maps on Google Maps yet when I was there last time, so that already is a revelation.
My turn, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes. The Wall Street Journal says its sources say Apple has chosen longtime veteran Bob Mansfield to head its electric vehicle project, often referred to as Project Titan. Mansfield led hardware and engineering for the early iPads, the iMac, and the MacBook Air.
Yeah, he's often some people call him the blue collar Apple guy, because he's the engineer, he's the mechanic guy. He doesn't appear in the sense of feeling like an elite in the way that maybe Steve Jobs or Tim Cook have in the past. And he also is not an automotive expert.
Yeah,
so it is an interesting choice. What seems to be happening is they're saying Bob is really good at talking to engineers and getting them to execute on a vision. It's not like he was particularly a tablet guy either. So this may be a good choice if he can rely on the expertise of the automotive people and say, all right, let's make this happen.
Cars seem like such a different animal, though. I mean, I guess jumping from desktop PC to laptops to iPads to motor vehicles is maybe not that crazy these days, considering how high tech they are and how connected they are. But there's still a lot more going on there, like a lot more going on there.
Well, yeah, it's not. I can follow you down that road. Like, oh, phones to tablets to in-dash system, right? That part makes sense to me. But the part that the in-dash system is controlling is so much different, right? A phone, an iPad, a laptop, they're all basically controlling processors that display things on screens and allow for connectivity with the internet. The car has an engine and brakes and hydraulics and an electric vehicle. So I guess the charging part of that is just a more complex version of what you do in your devices. But I don't have any clue how much that impacts that platform and how much he can say, like, you guys just make sure that that car works well, and I'll make sure that our team has an interface that can manage it very well.
Yeah, I mean the job of being of heading a big project like that, like you said, is being an expert delegator, and so if that's what his specialty is, if he can manage the overall vision of the product and be able to find the right people to do the things he needs to do, then that's great. That'll be good for them.
He's an engineer, so and again, I don't know how far that translates, but he can speak to the mind of an engineer, and I would assume that he is closer to being able to talk to an automotive engineer than he would be to a salesperson or someone in an entirely different discipline. So
yeah.
Researchers at the MIT Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Lab and Israel's Weizmann Institute of Science have developed 3D movie tech for theaters that does not require glasses. Veronica.
Yes!
A complex set of lenses and mirrors can address all the viewing angles in the theater. The trick is that you know where the theater seats are, right? So with a TV, you have to figure out every angle that might possibly view it. With a theater, you're like, okay, these are the angles. We can build for that. The theater seats aren't going to move. So they don't have to split the signal as many times. That means you don't get the dimming effect. That means they can support a higher resolution. Only problem right now, only ready for a very small theater. The prototype is the size of a letter-sized notepad.
Oh.
It's a tiny theater.
That's
that letter-sized notepad needs 50 sets of mirrors and lenses. But the researchers believe they can scale it up. So not ready for the market yet.
That would be a game changer for me. I loathe wearing the glasses, and they're always filthy. I have my own pair, but they only work in certain theaters.
Right. You have to have like 6 pairs depending on what theater you're going to.
I know.
You can't bring the wrong one. I took my Real D Star Wars collectible 3D glasses to the wrong theater one time, and I was like, these don't work.
I know. I'd bring them to every theater just in case.
Just in case, that's fine.
I like messed up and it's the right kind. But I've never invested in the prescription versions because I know that you never know what you're going to get. You have to be very particular about which 3D theaters you go to. Anyway, I'm excited. That's going to be great. We probably won't get it for like another 10 years or something, whatever. Fine.
I've stopped caring about 3D at all. And Eileen, my wife, actively does not want to see the 3D movies.
It always makes me sick.
Does it? I don't know that it makes her sick. She's just like, I just don't, it doesn't look as good. It's weird. I have to put on the glasses. She doesn't like wearing the glasses either. And so I wonder how much of a change this would be. It takes away all of those problems with having to wear something, which maybe make it better. But still, some people don't like the 3D effect and get nausea, etc.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for the future. What a time to be alive.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see once it gets to theater size screens, what this looks like.
My turn. Europol is teaming up with Intel Security, Kaspersky. I've never been able to. Kaspersky Labs and the Dutch National Police to create nomoreransom.org. The site will help victims of ransomware connect with police and get advice on and help with data recovery.
Yeah, so ransomware is becoming a bigger and bigger issue. One of the things this site is going to do is say, of the known ransomware that's out there, we have decryption software for some of it, not for everything, but you might want to check there and find out, oh, okay, I can actually download this software, decrypt my hard drive, and never have to pay anybody. So that's good. And just being able to connect with the police and say, we fell a victim to this, what can we do, is helpful as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is there's a really great episode of Reply all about ransomware and about a couple of people's experience with their data being held ransom by what they assumed. I think what they figured out were Russians, the Russians. But who knows? You never know, really.
They always, whenever they say it was Russians or it was Chinese, I tend to doubt it. Not because I don't think it could be true. It might, but everyone always uses Russian and not Chinese IP addresses. And everyone is not everyone. Lots of people are very quick to point fingers at the Russians and the Chinese. So it's really hard to know when it's actually people in those countries, which does happen, and when it's just somebody assuming that. Because
well, they did legit talk to someone who used to work at one of those like buildings where they're all just in there and that's all they do all day is ransom off data.
Yeah. And
Scary
that's
stuff.
totally for real, right? It's not, it's not like that doesn't happen. It's one of those things where like enough truth starts to build up a lot more fiction on top of it.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, very cool thing, especially if you're in Europe and can take advantage of the police aspect of this, nomoreransom.org. Thanks to all those who submit things to our subreddit and vote on them. You guys rock. It helps us put the stories together. If you haven't dived in, go to dailytechnewsshow.reddit.com and join Philman132, AU Tiger Fan, Steve I.O., The Lazy One. He's not that lazy. He submitted things in the subreddit. Motang is in there, Drew CPU, and more at dailytechnewsshow.reddit.com. That concludes our top stories. I don't mean to insult the main story of the day when I don't call it a top story. It's just we go those at the top of the show. But this one's pretty interesting. SoftBank's going to roll out 100 Pepper robots in Taiwan later this year. Some insurance companies are taking them on. Some banks are taking them on. These are all enterprise rollouts. You can't get one in your home yet, although you can in Japan, which is interesting. The Carrefour SA shops are going to put 2 of them in and help people who come into the shop looking for things. SoftBank hopes to rent out 60 robots a month by the first half of 2017. Foxconn's Parabot company is in charge of sales and maintenance in Taiwan and says Pepper is available for lease on a 2-year contract at $26,888 Taiwanese. That's about $836.67 a month. What was that gasp?
The gasp was you said Paro.
Parabot?
And Paro is the baby seal robot that helps people in hospitals, and it's my favorite robot.
Well, and that's a great point that you love a robot already, so you're particularly qualified to talk about this today. But also, it's not like Pepper is the only one. Pepper's getting a lot of attention because SoftBank's behind it, and it's out there ahead of some of these others. But Hitachi has their own called Emu 3. That one's coming in 2018. Obviously, Honda had Asimo for years, although it came in for some criticism because it didn't prove to be very helpful in Fukushima, and a lot of people thought it would be. But Honda's actually working with SoftBank to take some of the artificial intelligence used to develop Pepper and put it into products with sensors and cameras that converse with drivers so that the Pepper personality would be in your Honda and you would feel a friendship with your car like Michael Knight.
Well, this is exciting because it's, this kind of fits in with a lot of the stuff we've been talking about recently about artificial intelligence and natural language processing and computers being able to talk to people in a convincing way. Maybe not necessarily Turing test passing, but close enough that you can actually get some stuff done, which is great. But now we're starting to see some of the physical realizations of this kind of technology out there in the real world. And to me, it makes a whole lot of sense that this is going into kind of the customer service realm and kind of interfacing with people too in ways that regular humans might not necessarily want to. And with Pepper's ability to kind of sense mood swings and shifting emotions in humans, it could actually be really beneficial for that kind of industry.
Now, I know you're into the bots, like chatbot type things. This is sort of an extension of that, where you basically take bot functionality and you put it in a physical robot.
That's exactly what I just said. Yeah. I mean, it's 100%.
But you can't get that kind of emotional sensing that you get in Pepper with a bot.
Right.
So
no, I mean there are some ways that you can do being able to read text and get a sense of the emotion that the person is typing. That's something that's even hard for humans to do. But there are ways that you can kind of parse sentence structure and word choice and, speed at which text is inputted and all sorts of different variables for figuring that stuff out. So, but the physical robots do have the added benefit of being able to see the person, and you could do anything from temperature testing. If the skin on a person, like if their temperature goes up, that's a sign of potential anger or frustration or elevated blood pressure. There's so many different ways that robots can kind of interface with us in meet space and figure out what we need from them, which is like the biggest problem that chatbots also have to deal with, is figuring out what the person wants.
So what about this? You're chatting with your bank's bot, and it's having a hard time figuring out what you want. Or maybe, I don't even know why, but at some point in the conversation that seems natural, the bot says, well, why don't you come into the branch and let's talk? And you can go to the bank branch and sit down with Pepper or Emu or a Panda bot and then start talking in person to the chat bot that you were chatting with. But it can now read your facial expressions and start to take contextual cues. You get the satisfaction of feeling like you're getting one-on-one reaction more than just through the text message. Like, that seems like a really fascinating merger of these two spaces.
Yeah, it is fascinating. It's kind of like when you call a customer service line and you have to talk to the intelligent agent on the other end of the phone, which is just a voice that's a phone tree.
Right.
Those are programmed to understand what you're saying, like they can tell. But, if you just start screaming at it, they really should just say, I'm going to get you a person. I'm going to get you a human right about now.
But what if
and
they
be able to
don't?
tell that
What
kind
if
of
they just
stuff.
get you a Pepper bot?
But they could get you a Pepper bot. I really think that the cuter we make robots, the better it will be for their ultimate survival. I think that, if we're not throwing like Pepper across the room, well, Pepper's probably pretty heavy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well,
I
helps.
get you. Like, if you're getting angry on with the bot on the phone, and then it says, "Why don't you come in?" And then you come in, and it's like got this like super neoteny, large-eyed panda, and the anger just melts out of you.
Yeah, that would be great.
And problem resolved.
Problem resolved.
Pepper is actually going to be working as a cashier in select Pizza Hut locations in Asia Pacific. Another situation where you could chat with the bot over the internet to order your pizza. See,
at this point, though, why not just give me a touch interface? Why do I need to talk to anything if I'm in person ordering something?
Oh, it's easier. Did you watch? You got to watch the video, because I was thinking the same thing. And Pepper even has a tablet, and I was like, well, I could just reach over and touch. But it does seem so much nicer to just say, like, yes, I would like. Okay, it's Pizza Hut, so yes, I would like a 12-inch pepperoni pizza. And Pepper just suddenly checks it without touching the screen. The screen just checks, and you're like, oh yeah, no, I see that Pepper got it right. I didn't have to reach over. I didn't have to find anything. I just said what I wanted, and it happened.
So why did Pepper need to be there for it to record your input?
Because then I don't have to touch anything. It's just
well,
like
if you can just talk to it, though, if it's Alexa, if you're just talking to.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's essentially what it's doing. The screen is just showing me visual confirmation. That's all.
Yeah,
sometimes I tell Alexa to add blueberries to the shopping list, and then I'm like, wait, did I already add blueberries? And I would like to see the shopping list. And Alexa, sadly, is not smart enough to tell me, dude, you already added blueberries.
Yeah, that's the thing I wish she would do. I really wish Alexa would say, you already have that, dummy. Texas Jeb in the chat room says, what if they just gave the IVR voice a high-pitched, cute voice? Now that IVR is the intelligence that you're speaking to in a phone tree. By the way, I couldn't remember what the acronym was there. But no, I think that would make it worse if it was like, press 1 if you would like to check your account balance. Press 2 if you want to. I'd be like,
what if we gave you free HBO? Would that keep you?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, flashbacks, right?
Yeah. Major.
No, seriously. I do think this is fascinating, though. I think and what's great about it is it's real. This isn't like our 3D movie earlier, a prototype that's really fascinating but being developed. These things are rolling out, and they're rolling out now outside of Japan. And SoftBank's on the leading edge here. That doesn't mean they're necessarily going to win, though. I think we're going to see a lot more of these heading out. My final question is, are they really useful? Like, if I go into a shop and I see this, am I really going to want to interact with it? Or is it more of a gimmick?
Yeah, I don't know, but I do have to say that if it is if they are going to cutify even beyond how cute Pepper already is, I think they'd probably go Pikachu and not Panda, because pandas are from China, Tom. But Pikachu is pretty popular in Japan.
Pikachus are not from Japan. They are imaginary.
You with your reason.
Maybe that's Nintendo's next thing, right? Maybe that'll finally get
go.
the investors happy.
That'll do it. Problem solved. So we solved Japan's problems.
Finally, thank you.
Not Nintendo's problems. I can't.
No, it's on us.
Oh, what am I doing?
All right. We do our pick of the day. I'm going to make our pick of the day text message by Nate Langston. We are just friends, Nate and I, and Veronica is friends with Nate as well. And I think he does a great job on the show Text Message, which you can find at techpodcast.co.uk. You should check it out. He very nicely lets me create a little promo that we tell the text message crowd what we've been talking about on DTNS. And so in response, here's a little of what you'll be able to find on text message if you listen to this week's episode. What you got for us, Nate?
Thanks, Tom. And hey, remember last week Japanese company SoftBank bought Arm? Well, Arm is the UK's biggest tech company, and our brand new post-Brexit government just came out and said it was great Britain was selling it off to the Japanese. It's been highly controversial over here, so we went into some local detail about the whole thing. Plus, what do you get if you cross Japanese technology, robotic limbs, and grown men dressed as schoolgirls? Let's just say you'll find out in a special feature as part of this week's show. That's all available right now on text message at textmessage.com or simply techpodcast.uk. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Nate. He describes someone who has a television as a hat in that episode.
Oh.
You might want to check that out.
Okay.
Thank you, folks. Let's get to our messages of the day. Again, those of you who get tired of a topic after a few days, this will probably be the last day we talk about DRM and tractors, but we had a couple of really good points here. Colty, I'm sorry, he says the E is silent, and then I just screwed it up. Colt, in extreme summer temperature, South Dakota, said, I feel that some of your emailers sold the American farmers a little short. The generation that wants to fix these machines is already here. I'm a farmer with degrees in physics, mathematics, and a master's in computer science. I spend my days out in the field and nights coding. I have before and currently am troubleshooting issues with my John Deere equipment and an AutoTrack machine. A right to repair law would make my endeavors much easier and less time consuming in repairing electronic issues with sensors or switches. I would rather find the 30-cent switch that is bad than replace the $2,000 assembly. John Deere, I feel, has the best margins in the business. Farmers always joke, we pay more just for the green paint. You said it right. Nothing runs up your bill like a deer.
That's amazing.
And then could you read the next one from Dan?
Sure. Dan writes, in the late 60s, a friend of the family started making head changers, quote, to let farmers mix the brand of combine and cutting heads, hopefully I'm saying that right, so they could use the best combination for their fields or share with neighbors. With DRM, or whatever they're calling it in the mix, it will essentially lock someone into one brand of farm equipment. And at some point, it's entirely possible for them to license the use of these interchangeable pieces only to one farmer or a limited set of machinery. Sorry, Ken, I'd love to let you borrow my head for your combine, but I'm already registered it with my combine and my son's. But if you're willing to pay the $500 seasonal license extension, I'll add you. Oh, and Dan wrote to his Nebraska state rep, too.
Yeah, and she said it was no longer in consideration, but if it comes back up, I will definitely take your opinion into account, which felt like a form mail. But hey, at least he got heard and got a response. Thank you, Veronica Belmont, for joining us today. Sword and Laser, of course, co-hosted by Veronica and myself. Have you figured the book pick out for the next month yet?
I think it's going to be The Last Wish, which is the first in. It's a short story. It's the Witcher novel, the first Witcher novel.
It's the first, but it's a collection of stories.
It's a collection of short stories that are tied together with a narrative thread.
Yeah,
but you get to.
It.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about it, so that should be fun.
The Last Wish. Okay, cool. Check it out, swordandlaser.com. Anything else to tell folks about yet?
I got a job. I haven't announced it yet, but that's why I'm going to be out on Monday, next Monday, because it'll be my first day. But hopefully the week after I'll be able to tell you guys more about it. I'm very excited.
Very excited for you, too. Thank you, everyone who supports the show. You can find out how to support us at dailytechnewsshow.com/support. If you'd like to get updates ahead of time when we're thinking about changing things or adding special features, or if you want to join our analysts Slack with a bunch of other people in the Daily Tech News Show audience, you can find information about that at patreon.com/DTNS. Don't forget about our Tech Views post from Mike Range that happens every Saturday. It was a throwback this weekend to the first issue from last July, and the rest of 2015 is available in an ebook. The internet is like a snowblower for 99 cents at Amazon. Our email address is feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com. You can give us a call, 512-59-DAILY. Catch the show live Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern at alphageekradio.com and diamondclub.tv, and visit our website, dailytechnewsshow.com. Back tomorrow with Patrick Beja. Talk to you then.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Get more at frogpants.com.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Good show.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Bots.
Let's see what the titles are.
What do we got, Roger?
Let's see. Pepper bots. Oh, nobody's really voted yet.
Get in there and vote. Roger can't speak.
Ugh.
That always happens.
Not again.
I know. Don't speak. What else? Yeah. Oh, there you are, Roger.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, we heard
Yeah,
that.
we definitely heard that.
That's from the homeless garbage. God. All right.
He means someone left a bunch of garbage in front of us.
Yes, I should jump to conclusions, although my jumping is usually pretty spot on. All right. At the top is what about Bob? Bob. Pepper bots.
Like pepper pots?
Pokemon News won't go.
I think so. I think that's the joke. If we have to
Pepper
say,
pot.
I think that's the joke, we probably shouldn't pick it. It's a good gut
SoftBank
check.
peppering Taiwan with bots. Let's see. Looking for numbers. SoftBank Honda. Wait, that doesn't even make soft banking on Honda.
Oh,
Peppering the world with robots.
It's not like they're banking on Honda, though.
How's that? Peppering the world with robots.
I kind of like that.
which one did you kind of like?
Peppering the world with robots.
Yeah, that's cute.
Survival of the cutest.
It's a little kick without being too overwhelming, like pepper.
Yeah. It's not too hot. Just a little kick.
Yeah, I voted for it.
You voted for it?
I'm a little loath to do any of the Yahoo ones because we've been doing Yahoo.
We did Yahoo in the title Friday.
Last week.
Cute IVR.
Survival of the cutest bots. Actually, a cute robot would not lower my my anger level.
What about
But in
Bob?
fact-
He's getting some votes, though, I have to say.
It would
Who was Bob? Where did Bob come? What was?
I don't know.
Wasn't
What joke was that?
isn't it the Microsoft?
Oh, okay.
No, that's not
No?
what it's referring
Apple
to
guy?
this time. Bob Mansfield?
Maybe that's like, but that's
What
was
about
like
Bob?
not a major story.
Bob could run the vehicle department.
That's funny.
Oh, I thought it was Microsoft.
We never mentioned Microsoft Bob, though.
I know. That's why he wrote, "What about Bob?"
In regards to what?
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think we're going with peppering the world with robots. So
Peppering the world with robots.
done.
I don't have any good Pokemon. I don't know how to get Pokemon.
You have to walk.
No, I don't know how to get the good ones.
You have to walk around a lot. You just have to.
Has
quit your
anyone
job.
tried? Have you seen that little case attachment the guy made? So when you put your finger sliding, it on track. to
Yeah,
make
it keeps it going straight.
Texas Jeb thinks he has uncracked the code to getting me to mention him on the show somehow, which apparently is true because I just did it again.
Yeah, he has. See, more evidence. The code has been cracked.
all the way from the Vatican.
All the way from the Vatican.
From the Jubilee door.
Did you get a T-shirt or anything? Like a Pope doll or something?
I did buy a present for my friend, but I don't want to say what it is because I'll give it away.
I wonder
Is
if
it
they
an
sell Pope
indulgence?
action figures.
I bought USB drives for everyone. Last time I went to the Vatican. The only time I went to the Vatican.
Yeah, wait, what'd you say? They have USB drives?
Yeah, I bought Vatican USB drives.
That's funny.
They will forgive your data's sins. I would
I wonder if I
assume.
brought a jug of water that he blessed, and then, I mean, I know it's hard you can't carry liquids on board with you, but you can pack it in as baggage, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Water? You use
Holy
packing water? You don't use water
I
anywhere.
feel like you could purchase small amounts of holy water, not a big jug.
Well, no, that's the whole thing. You just bring like a water cooler sized jug of water, and he blessed that, and therefore you have enough when you get
right,
back.
because it's
for
that
everyone.
easy to get the Pope to bless stuff for you.
It's just that easy.
Maybe for you, Roger, not for me. They wouldn't let me anywhere near him.
Unbeliever! Did they point at you and say heretic? Heretic!
Is that what they were saying?
I thought they were telling me I was in the wrong line. I want to see a Pirates of the Caribbean ride at the Vatican, but on a gondola.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Pirates of the Adriatic.
Did you not eat before the show, Veronica?
I did. I had a salad.
Oh, you gotta put some protein in there.
I don't have any protein.
Beans are a good
put
source
some
of
smoked
protein.
salmon.
Ugh. I hate
Oh,
fish.
right, you don't like smoked salmon. Forgot.
Well, you maybe. What about chicken?
Pescatarian who doesn't like
And
fish.
I'm a vegetarian who occasionally eats shrimp and crustaceans.
That's right.
Wait, do you just
deemed
not
you a
like
crustacean.
any kind of fish, or do you just
just
not
don't-
like certain kinds of fish?
I don't like fish. Sometimes I'll eat if it's like fried enough, I'll eat it.
So do you like fish fingers, that kind of thing?
Yeah, like fried fish fingers. Yeah.
So,
Fried.
Which may or may
fried.
not have fish in it. Let's just be clear.
That's fine.
well, Safeway sells these really nice breaded tilapia fillets.
Yeah,
Already
breaded.
Oh,
breaded.
yeah, Trader Joe's has some good ones, too.
Yeah.
Really good. I mean, they
just
take
don't
30
like-
minutes to cook, but 20 minutes to cook.
I always want to like fish, and then I eat it, and I'm just like, I don't want this. I really.
You know why?
I'm
Because-
forcing myself to eat this right now. I don't like it.
You are descended from a ancient line of people that have an aversion to sea life. It's probably because you were your
It says
great
it on your
ancestors were
23andMe.
shipwrecked by a giant squid.
No, I'm actually doing it all wrong because my ancestors are like, don't eat crustaceans. What are you doing? You can't eat bottom feeders. And I'm like, oh.
That's not the majority of them, though.
Not the majority. I don't know, guys. I don't like fish. I'm sorry. What do you want
Well,
from me?
shrimp aren't fish, which makes them great. Do you like lobster?
Yeah.
Crab?
Yeah.
Crayfish? Go find the.
Dolphin?
Well,
Sorry,
there is a
mammal.
dolphin fish.
Never
So
mind.
I like
you have to be
tuna.
careful. Well, that's
Oh, you
good.
like
Then
tuna.
make yourself a tuna
I
fish
do. I
sandwich.
do like tuna. I do have tuna in the house. I do like tuna. God, but it's so bad for the world. I don't.
Why
I
is
don't.
it bad for the world? No,
Because
just get the one.
tuna's overfished.
Certain tuna's overfished. The yellowfin are the ones that they actually raise in pens.
I'll eat the
There's
fish.
that app
liver.
that tells you which fish are okay. There's
Yeah,
some
go
tuna that are
to.
listed as
There's one
okay.
from the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Is pretty good.
Yeah,
There's
I
some
had that
sustainable
card.
tuna.
They had a card that I got at the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
You got to match the silhouette of the fish. But that's the thing when they fillet it for you, you actually don't know what you're getting because you don't the fish. I mean, you
I
can
know
only-
they lie sometimes.
they lie a lot. They lie a lot.
They lie. Like I think I'd be able to tell tuna from most other fish because tuna's so specific tasting.
It's a meaty fish,
But like other fish, like I don't know
like orange
yours-
roughy from
yours-
cod.
your sea bass from your whatevers. Chilean
even
sea
a bass.
basses from
From your skate.
from your garbage fish, mackerel. I don't know. I don't know the difference.
Mackerel
so
isn't garbage fish.
whatever.
There's a big market for it.
But I mean, they
Lobster
call
used
Saba,
to be
man. Saba shiyoyaki is really good.
It's oily though. I don't like it. It's strong
yeah,
tasting.
it's oily. I like it, though. But I like fish, so there you go.
I like
kinda
certain.
I kind of like yeah, I like really like flaky, like super flaky whitefish, like a tilapia.
So tilapia, halibut, cod
Yeah.
is either or.
Very mild, super mild. Cod.
Uh,
I have a hard time sometimes with cod.
so then, if cod is like too much, then halibut. What else is in that range? Is not skate.
Halibut I can do.
A sandap is pretty good for that.
Sand dab I
sandab.
actually kind of like. You're reminding me of fishes that I haven't hated in the past.
It's because they're all bottom feeders. You
Oh.
like bottom feeders, is what that's the
Veronica's
thing.
next book, Fishes I Haven't Hated.
The whiter the fish, the more likely it's going to be a bottom feeder.
I like Texas Jeb says blackened catfish. I do like blackened catfish, especially.
You like a lot of fish.
Mm, it's all kind of the same though.
I
Catfish
think
is
you
another
like
bottom.
fish that doesn't get served in restaurants as often.
Yeah.
Or at least higher end restaurants. Like
I don't like
catfish.
fancy fish. I like breaded fish.
Do you like fillet of fish?
Fillet of
from
fish is
McDonald's?
just an amalgam of leftover fish parts.
No, I've never been into. Which is funny because I'm actually a very adventurous eater, but with fish,
Yeah,
I've
I
never
know.
been. Like I like the blandest, most boring, not fish tasting fish that I can find.
I've never
When I-
found shark to be very white. It's a pretty healthy food.
It's not a fish.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just
You're making me really hungry.
Every time I
anyway.
go to an aquarium, I get hungry.
And I only like shrimp if they don't have their heads on and all their little poop veins have been cleaned away.
No, that's fair.
That's not their pooping. That's just their.
That is their
that's just
pooping
their-
vein. That's their poop chute. That's what it is. Anyway, I did eat fish in China, JPEG. I ate a lot. I ate a lot of things in China that were.
I'm sure you did.
Do you eat
I
chicken
had
feet?
chicken. I had chicken balls, chicken testicles.
Yes,
I
those
had-
are our favorite.
I had frog ovaries. I had all sorts of things.
Yeah.
It's
you're not
a
picky eater.
cuisine based on. It's Chinese cuisine is based on necessity. Just remember that.
No, it's true.
All folk
It
food
is.
is.
You make it delicious.
Yeah.
You make what you have delicious.
You make it edible.
Yeah.
There's
That's
a lot
where
of that stuff I don't.
goulash and all those crazy things come from.
Mm-hmm.
Pickling. That's a good sign of people that are
Super
stocking up for hard
spicy.
times.
Yeah, a lot of make things tasty by just adding
Pig's
an
feet?
unbelievable amount of.
Well-
I had donkey feet.
Isn't that just hooves?
Yeah, I had like the
That's like chicken feet. There's not a lot there, but
Oh,
Yeah.
but the hooves
Some
are
people
just
love
like a giant fingernail. Like you might as well just eat your own fingernails.
What else did I have?
Wasabi.
I have a list. Oh, I have a list. Hold on, let me pull up my
It's
list.
what's interesting. You brought up spicy because wasabi was actually added to Japanese food as a way to clean the food. Like it was there as an antiseptic to kill any bacteria. And over the ages,
okay.
people just got used to the flavor and they liked it. So they
All
added
right,
it.
so you
to-
ready for my full list?
yeah.
All right, it was camel foot. Sorry, camel
Oh,
foot.
see,
a
that
big
makes
difference.
sense.
Yeah.
Pig's ear.
Oh, my mom used to get that all the time. It's a
Sea
snack.
cucumber, which was kind of vaguely horrifying.
Yeah. An anemone.
Oh,
More
Jen
common.
Jen
More common.
tried to eat that with chopsticks and she had no success.
Yeah.
And they said, don't eat that with chopsticks.
I had a lot of different kinds of intestine, also pretty common.
If you eat sausage, you've eaten an intestine.
Exactly.
Duck web, the webbing from a duck's foot,
Okay.
I
specifically.
typically like the feet.
Kind of like a chicken feet.
Oh, here it
Yes.
is. It was just donkey meat. It wasn't a special
Oh.
part of the donkey. It was just donkey.
Was it gamey at all?
Was it what? Gamey?
Was it gamey?
I don't remember it being very
Did it smell like? Did it kind of taste like its own turd?
No.
That's how I generally
Yeah.
say if it's gamey or not.
The let's see, chicken testicle we already covered, or I guess rooster testicle. Frog, which is normal in many places.
Yeah.
Stinky tofu, which was like, oh my god.
Oh, that's huge in Taiwan.
I know,
That's
it's
like an
big
art
everywhere.
form.
Just the
An art
most
form.
unbelievably bad smell. It doesn't taste so bad. Just it's
It's the
called
pungent-
stinky tofu. I mean, that is what it's called. It's a thing. Very common though. Very a delicacy.
It is. People spend a lot of money on it.
But the worst by far for me as a Westerner was the mung bean juice.
What are you talking about? How's that bad?
The smell.
Are you kidding? I used to have to chug that down in kindergarten class.
I bet. Yeah, it was.
I hated it.
I
but
did.
it
I
was
did
like,
have bird nest
what's
soup as well. Captain Kipper.
said
That was
it was healthy
delicious.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah, the mung bean juice is supposed to fix a lot of things that ail you, but it was difficult for me. I'm a super
Did
smeller.
it fix anything?
I don't know. But yeah, this is a Western perspective. I place no judgments on these things. Many of
Right.
it to me was very delicious. But yeah, those were unusual to me coming from. I was on a food tour. That's what I was there to do. Was trying new things, and I'm glad I did. But now I don't eat anything.
Yeah.
I eat pizza.
Wait a minute. Well.
I'm trying to avoid cheese now, and it's not feeling better.
Why?
Horrible fate. But
Wait, what?
I'm not lactose intolerant where I eat cheese and I get sick, but I found out that I have a gene associated with mild lactose intolerance. So I'm like, that's weird. So I just didn't eat cheese for a couple days, and I felt better. And I was like, oh, so it's low level. I barely even know.
When you say like you feel better, were you just like run down, or did you just feel?
Yeah, I don't want to go into too many details, but certain things worked better.
Well-
and also, and a little bit less run down and stuff too.
I was super allergic to milk, and when I was a kid, so I was on soy milk. My sister doesn't drink milk, and neither does my dad.
We don't drink milk, but cheese. We eat cheese like.
Well,
crazy.
it's funny. It's like any milk product above non or low fat milk will make me kind of like bloated.
I
Which is
only
why-
drink whole milk.
Yeah,
I can't.
I never get bloated from eating cheese or milk or anything.
Whole milk will make me bloated. I cannot drink it.
It's much healthier for you.
And there's a fantastic ice cream place near our house that does vegan ice cream made out of coconut milk, and it's delicious.
I like coconut sorbet.
That's
I
kind
got
of
it
what
at
this is.
I got it at a Thai restaurant. They make this wonderful coconut rice, like it's just rice, but it's sweetened with coconut milk, and it's amazing. Like you think, is this dessert? No, it's your rice. It's like,
Nice.
Oh yeah, I had coconut rice from Burma Superstar.
Another Jay Martin says the older the cheese, the less lactose, and I like older cheeses. I wonder if that's subconscious.
there you go.
What you want. And butter. Butter doesn't have any lactose. Put butter on everything. Thank you. Goodbye.
I do that. You should get a. Have you tried Indian pizza?
Mm-hmm.
I have, but I wonder if we mean the same thing.
Like it's a pizza, but like tiki masala pizza, chicken tiki.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's from an Indian restaurant. They also serve Indian food, which I also get. It's so fatty. Oh,
I
so
love
fatty.
cheese so much. Cheese
do
is
too.
my
I
God.
do
I eat so
too.
much cheese.
I can't imagine a life without cheese.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cut it out entirely.
It's probably due to an accident that it exists at all.
I know. Like most things. Like humans.
I wasn't an accident, Tom. I guarantee you.
No, the entire human race was, though. Oops. I created what? Oh, well. Let's give him a purpose.
What'd you do?
No, I'm saying humanity.
Oh.
You did what? In a day? All right. Thank you all for watching. We are done for today. We will be back tomorrow with Patrick Beja. After Patrick, I'm on Phileas Club tomorrow morning.
Cool.
Where we will solve all of politics.
Sweet.
All of it.
Yeah, and then
So-
we'll come and do GTNS in the afternoon.
Perfect.
Or you'll solve all of tech news.
Exactly.